Success. The word echoes across every classroom, boardroom, and living room. It's written on vision boards, posted in hashtags, and screened from stages. We are raised to chase it, praise it, worship it. From an early age, we're taught be successful, go to school, get good grades, get a good job, buy things, climb the ladder, impress others. Repeat. But no one ever stops to ask, what does success really mean? And more importantly, whose definition are you living by? Most people spend their lives chasing a moving target, a version of success that is shaped by media, culture, and comparison. They run in circles, never feeling enough, never feeling complete, because they bought into the biggest lie of all, that success is something outside of you. They think success is a car, a house, a number in a bank account, a title on a business card, an applause that fills the room. But Albert Einstein, a man whose name is literally used as a synonym for genius, rejected all of that. He once said, "Try not to become a man of success, rather become a man of value." That single sentence is a sledgehammer to the illusion, because in it, he separates two ideas we've confused for too long. Success is how the world sees you. Value is who you truly are. Success depends on others. Value depends on you. Think about that. The whole world could call you successful, and yet you could feel empty inside. Why? Because external success without internal value is hollow. And yet, the world rarely rewards value immediately. It rewards image, presentation, noise, drama. But value, that's built in silence, in solitude, in depth. Einstein never chased success. He chased truth. He chased beauty not in appearance but in understanding. In the elegance of nature, numbers, ideas, he didn't want to be celebrated. He wanted to understand the laws of the universe, to reveal how light moved, to uncover how gravity bent space and time. Success came only after years of obsession, after rejection, after loneliness, after failure. So here's the truth. If you want real success, success that's rooted, not fragile success that feels fulfilling, not performative, you have to stop chasing image. You have to start building value. We live in a world obsessed with the fast rise, overnight success, instant results, quick wins. But Einstein's journey was anything but fast. He didn't speak fluently until he was 9. His teachers thought he was lazy. He failed the entrance exam to a technical school. He was rejected for teaching jobs. He worked as a clerk in a patent office because no university would hire him. Let that sink in. The man who would one day transform physics, who would publish the theory of relativity, was overlooked, underestimated, and ignored. And yet none of that stopped him, because his worth wasn't tied to how others saw him. It was tied to his own pursuit of value. He wasn't driven by validation. He was driven by vision. That's a massive shift. Most people work to be seen. Einstein worked to see. Most people want to be admired. Einstein wanted to admire the beauty of the universe. Most people seek recognition. Einstein sought understanding. And that's why he became great. Not because he was chasing greatness, but because he was chasing depth, truth, clarity. We often say we want to be successful, but what we really mean is we want to be seen as successful. We want others to think we have it all together. We want applause without sacrifice, status without struggle, glory without grit. But the universe doesn't work that way. The universe rewards depth, patience, repetition, curiosity. Einstein didn't become Einstein because of what he showed the world. He became Einstein because of what he did when the world wasn't watching. And that's the first real lesson of this journey. Success isn't a goal. It's a byproduct, a consequence of becoming someone of value. You become valuable by learning, by thinking, by creating, by persisting, by doing the hard things when no one is watching. You become valuable by staying longer than others are willing to stay, by caring more, by thinking deeper, by pushing further. Einstein stayed with problems longer. He sat with frustration. He welcomed confusion. He wrestled with mystery. He didn't run from not knowing. He ran toward it. And eventually, the universe opened its secrets to him. Not because he was special, but because he was committed. You don't need to be a genius to follow that path. You don't need a high IQ. You don't need a perfect childhood. You don't need the right connections. You need one thing, a relentless desire to create value, a desire to master something, to serve someone, to build something real, to move the needle however slightly. Einstein didn't invent success. He revealed what creates it. And he showed us that the foundation of real success isn't popularity. It's purpose. The world will tempt you to measure yourself by surface things. Followers, money, approval, but you must resist that. You must build something stronger, because surface success disappears, but internal value compounds. It grows, it attracts, it lasts. Let's be clear. There is nothing wrong with wanting success, but if that's your only goal, you will eventually feel lost, because success that is not rooted in value becomes a prison. You feel trapped by your own image, afraid to grow, afraid to change, afraid to fail, because your entire identity is built on how others see you. But value liberates you, because it's not about being perfect. It's about being useful, being honest, being committed, being you. Einstein wasn't trying to impress, he was trying to understand. That gave him power. Power that no opinion could touch. Power that lasted long after his death. Power that still moves minds today. And that's the power you can have too, not by being Einstein, but by thinking like him, by rejecting the lie, by embracing the process, by shifting your focus from how you look to what you build. That is the only secret to being successful, not image, not speed, not applause, value, rooted, built, lived, earned. Day by day, hour by hour, word by word, thought by thought, and so the journey begins. What is greatness? Most people imagine it as something distant, something reserved for the chosen few. They picture icons, legends, geniuses. They believe greatness is born, not made. But Albert Einstein's life tells a different story. One not of destiny, but of devotion, not of luck, but of labor. We remember Einstein as the man who revolutionized science, the creator of the theory of relativity, the mind behind EMC. But before all that, before the lectures, the awards, the fame, he was just a boy who didn't speak fluently until he was 9, a student who found school uninspiring, a young man who failed his entrance exam to the Polytechnic Institute. The world didn't see a genius. The world saw someone who didn't fit. But Einstein didn't need the world's approval. He needed clarity of purpose. You see, greatness doesn't begin with applause. It begins with a whisper, a quiet obsession, a burning question that won't go away. For Einstein, that question came early. What would it be like to ride alongside a beam of light? It sounds simple, even strange, but that single question lit the fire that fueled his entire life. He wasn't trying to become famous. He was trying to understand the universe, and that's the second secret. Greatness is rooted in curiosity, in a deep, almost unreasonable desire to know, to uncover, to see beneath the surface. While others are content with answers, the great keep asking questions. At age 22, Einstein couldn't find a teaching job. No school wanted him, so he took a position at the Swiss Patent Office, a modest job, far from glamorous, far from prestigious. But in that quiet office, Einstein found time to think, to study, to imagine. He didn't complain. He didn't wait for better conditions. He used what he had. And in 1905, while still working full-time, he published 4 papers, each one groundbreaking, each one shaking the foundations of modern physics. That year is now known as his Annus Mirabilis Miracle Year. But it wasn't a miracle. It was the result of years of invisible work, years of rejection, years of persistence. This is how greatness is born, not in noise, but in silence, not in crowds, but in solitude, not in applause, but in focus. While the world waited for opportunity, Einstein created it. That's your advantage. You don't need perfect circumstances. You don't need permission. You don't need everyone to believe in you. You just need to begin. The world is full of unfinished dreams, half-written books, abandoned plans, broken promises, because people confuse excitement with commitment. They fall in love with beginnings, not follow-through. But Einstein didn't just start ideas. He completed them. He didn't rely on momentum. He created it. He didn't hope for clarity. He worked through the chaos until clarity appeared. That's what separates a thinker from a doer. That's what turns potential into proof. You want to be successful? Stop needing everything to be perfect. Start needing everything to have a purpose. Purpose makes hard days worth it. Purpose makes slow progress meaningful. Purpose makes sacrifice a privilege, not a punishment. When you know why you're working, you don't mind working hard. You don't chase comfort, you chase alignment. And over time, the world takes notice. The truth is, most people give up too soon, not because they can't do it, but because they don't stay long enough to become the kind of person who can. They stop before the compound interest of their effort kicks in. They quit right before the breakthrough. They disappear when it's time to dig deep. But you don't stop. You don't flinch. You don't settle, because you're not here for applause. You're here for mastery. You're not here to impress people. You're here to transform. Success is not an event. It's a lifestyle. It's waking up with intention. It's working with direction. It's resting with clarity. It's living with meaning. And every day, you make a choice: will I show up for my purpose, or will I drift? Will I step forward with faith, or will I hide behind fear? That's not a one-time decision, that's a daily vow. A promise you make not to the world, but to yourself. So remember, you don't need to be a genius. You don't need perfect timing. You don't need to feel ready. You need one thing: relentless consistency of purpose. When that becomes who you are, success is not a matter of if, but when. So go. Get up again. Focus again. Work again. And let the world watch you rise. Not because you had a secret, but because you finally understood this is the only one that matters.